Hi, it's Denise here. Hope you're doing well. This is a hysterectomy roundup. We're going to go over everything that's been going on since I had my hysterectomy roughly, it's 10 years ago. I'll be 62 this weekend, and I had my hysterectomy, I believe, when I was 52, and a lot has changed. If you've been following me for any length of time here, you've seen the ups and downs and everything that has gone on since my hysterectomy. There's a few other things I want to chat with you about as well, but first, I am really not spending a lot of time on social media. So the best place to find me is my website, howtostayfitover50.com. I am also in the process of updating that website, very focused on bringing the type of gentle yoga I teach. I do work at a gym as well as being a marketer, and I have a pretty heavy fitness class schedule. My classes that are designed for seniors focuses on moving the body in a way that makes sense, okay? There's no up and down jarring movements. Yes, you'll be on the mat, but you don't have to be on the mat. And what I have found out is that this yoga that I teach has been so, life-changing in some instances for people who were not able to get on the floor or get up from the floor. And heaven forbid, if you live alone, which many women do, even men, if you live alone and you fall and you can't get up and nobody knows that you've fallen, that could be, not life-threatening, that could be life-ending. So it's very important that you stay strong in the core, able to get off the floor if you need to. But before we get into all that, that's going to tie in here. I want to talk first. This is going to get kind of graphic, but I don't know what's going on with these men lately. My channel is for women, to help women transition as they come off of a hysterectomy, which in many instances is the only option available, okay? Either it's from cancer, that they have to have their uterus removed or their cervix removed, or endometriosis, or like me, I was loaded with fibroid cysts. So as most of you know, if you've been on this channel for a while, I do not have a uterus, nor do I have my ovaries, nor do I have my cervix. But I have been receiving quite a few messages. You can also see the post on the one video, sex after a hysterectomy, and the one that's for men, they want to tell me about the size of their penis. I really don't give two shits about the size of your penis, okay? I'm not interested. I don't know why you feel the need to tell me this, all right? I'm not even replying to them at this point. And in all honesty, the way it comes across to me, and I really don't care if you don't agree with me or not, but the way it comes across to me is you're more concerned about yourself than you are about your partner or your wife. And you may be on the wrong channel here. You may need to go somewhere else. I would also strongly recommend, if you think there's an issue with orgasms for yourself or for your spouse, I think you need to talk to a sex therapist. I don't feel sorry for you. I really don't feel sorry for you. My husband has been a blessing in my life, especially since my hysterectomy. We've been together, it'll be 40 years next year. Actually, I've been married 40 years, been together before that. But never did he ever say to me that it's my responsibility, according to the Bible, to have sex when he wanted it. I don't know. You can interpret things any way you want, but I'm a human being. I have my own emotions and my own needs. And at this point in my life, especially coming off of a hysterectomy that was pretty traumatic, being cut hip to hip, let me tell you, the next 2, 3, 4 months after that, I had no interest. And if you think that I was going to get on my knees and perform, it wasn't happening either, because I think that's a very selfish point of view. That's my opinion. And I don't care if you like it or not, go somewhere else. But that's the first thing I needed to talk about. Please, I don't care about the size of your penis. I really don't. This channel is to help women move forward in a positive way, adjusting to these serious changes in their bodies. Okay, I had to get that off my chest. I just had to. Now, the next thing, you may have known that I had to have a hip replacement. And it was my left hip. It was very bad. I'm gonna see if you can see this here. That right there is the hip. And you can see it's bone on bone. There's no cartilage in there. And when that was before surgery. I have a picture after surgery too, I'll have to put on here. But the only way to describe it is it would go like this, click, 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 click. And I couldn't do anything. And it was so painful that I was literally walking with a hitch, like dragging that left leg. Now, fast forward, I am now 3 months post-surgery from a full hip replacement and doing amazing. I do have to go in and get the right side done as well. But for those of you that may be experiencing issues with your joints since your hysterectomy, go in and talk to the doctor. I, myself, as a fitness instructor and a yoga teacher, I tried to push through it all thinking, okay, it'll get better. Well, guess what? It didn't get better. It got significantly worse. And I really believe that if I would have had that done, the hip replacement done sooner, the pain, you know, of course would have left much sooner. But my right hip now is starting to hinge, and I don't want it to affect my left hip. So that's what happened. Initially, I injured my right hip, but by compensating for that right hip, I made the left hip worse. So if you are dealing with any type of hip issues, which I have been talking to many, many women, and this seems to be something that coincides with having a hysterectomy. In my opinion, it may be hormonal related. I'm not 100% sure. But if you had a hysterectomy and if you are having any joint issues, please make an appointment and go see the ortho. And here's the thing, you're not gonna get in tomorrow. You'll be lucky if you get in there in 3-4 months. So if you are having any issues, go get that taken care of, because it's going to drastically affect the quality of your life. And I just wasn't at that point. Now, since that hip replacement, I came back very quick from it because I'm a fitness instructor. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm very in tune with my body at all times anyways. Mentally, I feel 35, 40, 45, like I could do anything. Physically, now I feel amazing too, except for this right hip, which is starting to act up. But here's the thing. There's no more jumping. There's no more jumping rope. I teach a very high impact Tabata. I teach very high impact step classes. And it's been kind of like a mental thing, a mental battle with me. I feel mentally and physically I can do it. If I do that though, I could be cutting the life of the hip replacement dramatically. There's no, there's no studies done on that if I'm a runner or if I play tennis or whatever it is, that my hip that would last 25 years is not gonna last 10. My therapist said there's no studies on that. But the thing is, I don't know if I would be at this point where I am now if I would have paid attention to my body when it started happening 4 or 5 years ago. It was really not too long after my hysterectomy that I started having the hip issues. Now, all the other joints are fine, but my hips, both of them, as you see from that video, are bone on bone. It could be related to that hysterectomy and hormones. I don't know. I don't know. They don't know. Nobody's ever told me that they are related, one to the other. But I can tell you that most women that I have talked to that have had hip replacements have had hysterectomies. So that's something to seriously keep in mind. So, okay, the first thing was the men. I got that taken care of. The hip, the hysterectomy. Hormones. I am still on the BioT natural hormone pellets that they put into my hip. It does help. I've noticed it helps significantly with muscle, okay? It's the testosterone in those pellets. And when I don't have those pellets put in, it seems like my skin sags a lot. And also when I don't, you've seen this before, this is my 40-ounce water bottle. If I don't drink half my body weight in water, my skin also sags and looks very crepey. And I again believe this is all hormonal related. So if you are struggling with energy, if you're struggling with mood swings, especially if you're newly, like say 2 or 3 years off your hysterectomy, mood swings, tired, night sweats, you go instantly into menopause whether you want to or not. You need to talk to your doctor as well about hormones. And if your doctor's not willing to sit there and talk to you about that, go find another doctor, because you are in control of your body, and if you don't advocate for yourself, who's going to do it? So if you are struggling with any of those issues, and I want to say if you're at least 2 years off your hysterectomy and you're noticing a drastic change, it is time to go talk to your doctor. And let's see what else. Okay, I'm going to get all that in there. My sex life is amazing, before anybody asks me about that, because usually the men that do. Women don't ask that question, but I have no issues with sex, even without a cervix. Okay, my husband has no issue. I even asked him that after getting all these bizarre messages. And finally, like I said, I am healthy after 50 with Denise on Facebook, but I'm kind of getting away from that. And the reason why is Facebook, they just keep changing their algorithms. You'll notice that you might be able to see your friends all the time. All of a sudden you can't see your friends anymore on your feed. They want everybody to pay for everything, and I'm just really kind of over it, especially as a marketer. So visit me on my website, howtostayfitover50.com. It is in transition right now, as I am moving it more into a yoga for women over 50, especially after hysterectomy, because the best thing you can do for your body by far is yoga. It not only affects your balance, your mobility, your strength, your flexibility, but it helps with your muscle tone, and it keeps your core strong. You've got to keep that core strong, all right? If you don't have that strong core and you slip, you're going down. So work on that core strength. And I think that is it. As always, leave those messages for me below. I'll be happy to answer them when I see them. I'm just coming off a hurricane. We took a direct hit where I live in Florida. And this area hadn't had a hysterectomy in quite some time. No, hysterectomy. Hadn't had a hurricane in quite some time. You see where my mind is. But we're coming back off of it. I was like 8 days without power. But, when you live in a rural country town, folks really pull together. And I'm so proud of the little bitty town I live in. So I am a little behind. I am getting caught up. But again, the focus is on the website. You will not see me as much on Facebook or Instagram, but you can always get me on the website, howtostayfitover50.com with Denise, or of course, message me below or email me, denise@denisesanger.com. I hope you're having an amazing day. You got this, all right? Chat soon. Bye.